What's going on, guys? It's your boy GS, and welcome back for yet another Madden 13 online ranked match. And today, we are going to try our best to bring you guys some biblical Buffalo Bills gameplay. Oh, that's the triple B's right there. The biblical Buffalo Bills. Oh, man, if only gameplay started with the B, that'll be the quadruples. But we are going to hit you guys with the triple B's, the biblical Buffalo Bills. And our opponent decides to go with the San Francisco 49ers. And I understand they give you the best chance to win, but it's like you look at opponents' recent games and you see 49ers. It's like, I mean, if I wasn't doing YouTube, I would the majority of the time I would go with the Niners. For one, they give me the best chance to win, and for two, they're my favorite team. So, but I would mix it up every now and then. I couldn't continuously just play with the same team over and over and over again. Eventually, I would just mix it up, just to switch things up, to get a different look. But nonetheless, we're going up against, the most overpowered team in this game. So we got to try our best. We got to bring our A game. We got to limit our mistakes and try our best to, force a stop here and there to be able to give ourselves a good chance to win. He goes for it on fourth down. He throws over to Davis, and he just barely by the skin of his teeth gets 1 yard over the first down mark to continue the drive, which he eventually ends up scoring a touchdown. So we're down 7-0. We gave up a touchdown on, his first possession. And stopping somebody in the first possession, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, because that's the first time you see their offense unfold. As we get CJ Spiller just outrunning every single 49er on the field. He's looking at every single Californian fan in the stadium, and he's saying, you know what? I am too quick. I am too biblical to be on this field, and I will not be stopped. I will prevail any type of tackle they attempt. So we're up 7. I mean, we're up. It's actually tie game 7-7. And the main part of this game is trying to limit mistakes offensively. As I say that, defensively, Randy Momo ends up getting a huge gain right there. It already puts him in good territory. And as usual, what it seems like a lot of people are doing once you get to the higher levels is just wheel routes, fade routes, and streaks. Single back ace. You see a whole bunch of that. And as usual, I struggle with it. I struggle a lot on defense. And, it doesn't help when, they're calling the same repetitive plays that's, tough to stop for me. I don't want to say that it's tough to stop in general. I'm sure, people stop this stuff. But for me, it's not the easiest thing to stop in the world, because, I like to call a lot of zone defenses. The teams I get, I really don't pick, great defensive teams. Most of the time the teams I picked are lower ranked, and I try my best to try and win with those teams. But their man-to-man ratings aren't really that good. I mean, man-to-man is fairly easy to beat in this game anyways. But the routes that people use, I really have trouble stopping. That's why I try to remain consistent on offense and just hope for a mistake or two, hope for a bad read, and be able. The main goal, the main objective in these Madden games, for me at least, is to just remain consistent. Remain consistent on offense, hope for a mistake or two, and capitalization. Capitalize on any mistakes they make, and that right there should give me the edge in the game as we get Tavares Jackson running for a big first down right there to continue the drive, and hopefully we could go ahead and score. The Bills have a really ferocious 1-2 punch in the backfield with Jackson and Spiller, so I'm definitely trying to utilize the rough rushing attack that I have. But running on the 49ers is just not easy, man. They sniff out everything. The 49ers have a great run defense, and all you gotta do is just sit in a 3-4 the entire game. It doesn't matter if you have 5 receivers out there. You can just sit in a 3-4 and they'll just take care of everything for you. As you see, he's killing me with streaks, with the single back ace, or just running the tight. And I'm trying to bait him so bad, but I'm not getting any reaction somehow. I'm really trying my best to force him into the throw that I want, and he's throwing where I want him to throw, but I'm just not getting any animation. My defender is not reacting, and I know exactly where he's going because I've seen the same repetitive offense by multiple players over and over and over. Fourth down right here, he decides to go for it, and he throws over towards the right, and he just gets his feet inbounds for the first down. Now he's taking off of Kaepernick, and he runs, and he ends up scoring a touchdown. And again, it's nothing but streaks, wheel routes, fades, and I do the same thing on offense as well. I love the screens. I run a lot of screens. I run a lot of drags. I run streaks every now and then, but for the most part, it's just drag, streaks, and screens. So, my offense is very simplistic as well. And you know, I do have trouble stopping, you know, just the regular, you know, fade and wheel route, because the problem is, like, the wheel routes and fade routes, they take time to develop. The streaks are instant. You know, the inside pass lead to the tight end from single back ace or any type of formation where you got two tight ends are just instantaneous. You know, you can make a read within half a second. But the wheel routes and fades, they take time to progress. And if you don't send any pressure, if they're able to sit back in the pocket and have enough time to wait for that route to develop, unless you're playing Fagdy or you get there quick enough, they're pretty much going to be on the money. And you know, I normally can't run those routes myself because my opponent usually sends enough pressure to get to me quickly enough to make something happen. So going into halftime, unless he scores here, which hopefully he doesn't, we're going into halftime down a score, you know, and it's not the best thing in the world, you know, but it's definitely, you know, good enough that we're within striking distances, and that's all we got to do. And hopefully we can just maintain, you know, consistency in the second half, where we can go ahead and, you know, get ourselves a lead here, which is very, very important. You know, I hate playing from behind, especially against the 49ers, you know, not to mention that, you know, their defense is as tough as it is, but I don't want to become one-dimensional against the 49ers. You know, even though it's tough running the ball, I want to try and make sure I have somewhat of a running attack against this team. You know, I've played against this team so much that, you know, I pretty much have it down to a formula. You know, I'll try running the ball, I'll try my best, but if it gets shut down, which it most of the time does, as we end up hitting Jones right there for a huge gain, then, you know, I gotta try passing the ball. But nonetheless, I don't want to become one-dimensional. I don't want to become pass-heavy and forget, you know, that I have run when I have a dominant running team such as the Bills do, you know. So I want to be able to make sure I do what I gotta do to make sure that he knows I'm able and willing to run the ball. Right here, we won with Jackson. He's been coming through huge for us when we need a first down, second first down that he got us this game while running for it. So we're on the 1 yard line. We decided to go back-to-back QB sneaks. It doesn't get us anywhere. We no huddle. We go into the power roll. We end up scoring a touchdown. So we get our first lead of the game, and it's 24-21, and we're feeling really good about the situation. And I'm really excited that, you know, we actually have a lead, and hopefully we can just, you know, make something happen, you know, force a mistake. And again, I can't stress this enough, be able to capitalize on any mistake that this team makes. Like right there, we kind of thought we might have baited him. We thought we had him in position, but we don't get any animation. He ends up scoring. So now, you know, we can't get frustrated. We got to go ahead, stay level-headed, and continue to move the ball positively. Make good reads. Again, this is not a team I don't want to play from behind too much. You know, I don't mind playing from behind. One score gives me the lead, like in this situation. But going down 2 scores, you know, kind of makes me worried if that were to happen, because then I have to rely on my defense to get me a stop, and then I have to rely on, you know, multiple scores from my offense to go ahead and make something happen, because excuse me, I always have trouble somewhat scoring on this offense. It's right there, we get a really big gain right there. Tavares Jackson had a tremendous game. You know, he did really, really well this game for me. He made, you know, all the good throws I needed him to make. He was on the money. He made really good passes. You know, I was able to utilize his speed when I needed to. And again, we're giving our offense an opportunity to take leads, and hopefully our defense can just come through with the mistake to, you know, get us in good position. Right there, he ends up testing the bird. What's the word? He tests the bird. I'm sorry, son, no soup for you. As we end up getting an interception right now is a perfect time to be able to capitalize off that mistake and go up 2 possessions, and hopefully we can go ahead and do that as we get a screen pass to choice. As you know, the 49ers is very hard. They're injuring everybody out there, but, you know, we'll take a field goal. You know, it doesn't matter, but of course we want that touchdown. We want to go multiple possessions to put his offense in a position where maybe he'll just start overthinking it. He'll start making mistakes, and that truly happens a lot with a lot of Madden players. Again, I win a lot of my games that way. I decided to go for it on 4th down as we ended up getting the touchdown for 1. I knew he was going to call a zone. For 2, I really felt like, you know, I struggled stopping him so far this game. So I wanted to give myself the best opportunity to win, and I felt like that field goal wasn't going to help me, you know, because again, I just have no faith in my defense. I just don't want to rely on my defense. I'd rather rely on my offense, and we went for it, and it was a good decision. You know, we ended up scoring, forcing a 2-possession lead for the first time this game, and I mean, he's been pretty much one-dimensional this whole game, but now I know for sure I don't really have to worry about Frank Gore too much, because he should be passing. 4th down, he goes for it. He ends up getting the big first down. So now we just got to go ahead and just don't give up a home run. If he does score, allow him to, you know, take several plays to drive down the field, take some time off the clock, which is going to benefit me. Obviously, in this situation, the time is his enemy right here. Right there, he throws a nice pass, and he ends up tippy-toeing on the left for, a good catch. So now 2nd and 3. Right there, again, he decides to test the user, and that right there was a biblical mistake. That right there is not a good way to try and force a pass. If you see a digital animated Madden 13 character and he has that user glow under him, that user red or user blue, no matter what color I am, don't throw it my way. Stop thinking you can get a pass through me. It's just not going to work. If I'm in position, it's not going to work for you, my man. And right there, he ends up quitting the game, pretty much realizing he doesn't have an opportunity. From that point on, I was just going to kill the clock. And we end up winning the game. Hope you guys were entertained. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. But as always, only do so if you were entertained. Follow me on Twitter if you're not doing that already. As always, it's your boy GS, and we are out. Peace. Give it to me, baby.